Yo guys, welcome back to another League Racing video on the channel. Today we are here with WOR round number 6, the Baku Grand Prix. And these are the standings going into this round. We are currently sat in P6 with 36 points, only 4 points behind the car directly ahead of us, and 14 on P4. And 2 drivers up ahead have moved tiers now, so they're not going to gain any more points. So if we perform well over the last few rounds, we might actually be able to pick up a top 3 in the championship, which would be huge. But you may have realised it's been a while since the last video, and that is because this race happened 3 weeks ago. And it's not just that I was lazy and didn't do the voiceover for it. I unfortunately have now gotten a job, so I can now no longer do a lot of Monday races, which is when this league happens. So I've actually missed the next 3 rounds after this race. So any chance at a top 4 in the championship might be gone. I will be able to do the finale at Abu Dhabi, but after this I will have to miss 3 or 4 rounds, which is horrible. But either way, we are provisionally P3 on this final qualifying lap. We've not had a great first sector. There was a lot of time in it, and we are pretty close to P1. I've done a decent bit of practice for this, and I quite like this track. We make a little bit of contact with the wall on the inside, but it is very, very nice through those sequence of corners. Up into a very tricky braking zone. We're actually taking a bit too tight of a line. We gain a lot of time, but it wasn't smooth through the castle section now. So easy to lose your time. We run a little bit deep on the exit of it, which compromises our next left. We are up around 1.5 to 2 tenths. But that was not a clean sector at all, and if we're actually in the fight for pole, which we are, that could prove costly. We're going to absolutely send it through here, full contact with the wall, not getting wing damage, but it's done really well. The last final braking zone on the track, we get over the curb a little bit too hard, loses a little bit of time, but now we are just burning the battery all the way down to the line, through the left and the right, easily flat out, and we are going to be hitting some incredible top speed here. And up to the line, where are we going to go? It's around 3 tenths gain. It's a long straight. I honestly thought I cut it. Where are we going to go? We go up to P2.
No way.
But I was really close to P1, and it's ended.
Had that.
And I'm pretty frustrated with that.
I actually so had that.
Because if it wasn't for a poor few corners, we actually had it, because we were only half a tenth behind Thunder in P1, and that could have been our first pole in WOR, and I would have definitely taken that, because I've not gotten a pole yet this season in this tier. And if you've been following along with the season, you'll know that I didn't think I should have been in this tier when we started the season, but here I am now at the top end. And that's why it's a bit unfortunate I wasn't able to do the next few rounds, because I had some good momentum. But either way, that doesn't matter now. It is now time for the race. We're going to start on the medium tyres, and everyone around us is on the medium tyres as well, but it is 5 red lights. And away we go. It's a very long hold. We don't have very good reactions. We're under threat from the McLaren behind us, but it's very difficult to go side by side, so we run a little bit deep and he backs out, and he loses a lot of positions from that. And it's just unfortunate for him, because I accidentally just ran that little bit deep, and he obviously thought I was going to run him into the wall. And I maybe would have if he didn't back out, but I was really trying not to. And it's just unfortunate for him. And now he's down in P5 when he was looking at P2. And we run incredibly deep going into turn 3, and we managed to keep it out of the wall. But this first lap has not been a good start. It's not given me any confidence. And up ahead, Thunder's already out the second. And based on the last few corners, we're not going to have much pace or confidence through these next few corners. So it's going to be really difficult to keep him within the 1 sec, or to keep ourselves within the 1 second. Because if he runs away, then yeah, he's just going to win. Like, he's just going to go. And unless we make a bold strategy call, then we might not be able to catch him back. So we are really pushing here, but it's just not enough. He is just that little bit faster. He's more confident in the race, and the gap is now 1.4 seconds before we even get into the final sector. And that's poor from me. I've not had a good first lap at all. We've held P2, but apart from that, we've really not given us a good chance to fight for the win today. And he's 1.6 seconds now, and then onto the last long straight. We have a lot of battery to burn, but we're not going to gain 7 tenths in a straight, so he's already gone, and now we've already got to look behind us. And Vettel, the car behind us, sets the fastest lap. We've run a little bit deep on lap 3 as well, So we're still struggling a little bit. We've got no battery now, and we're going to do our best to defend this. And we try and line up a decent exit. We've only got 15% left, and he is looking to go for a move. And we just don't have the ERS to defend. We're going to go to the outside because I prefer this line. He squeezes into the wall a little bit. But we're going to try and line up a switchback, and maybe we're going to send it into the next corner. We fake it to see if he'll make a mistake. But he doesn't, and he does just make that position back. And lap 4 now. Vettel decides to box. And I didn't check with him if he had wing damage. But he's not going to make it to the end from here. So either he has wing damage or he's doing a 2-stop. Which, if he has wing damage, he would have to do a 2-stop anyway. But I'm assuming he's boxing for the 2-stop because he's got wing damage. I didn't check it out. It's too late to go and ask now. This race was about 3 weeks ago. So it's a bit too late to go back, oh, hey Vettel, did you have wing damage in Baku? Because it just doesn't. There's no point. Like, it is what it is. And we cut ahead to lap 8, which is 4 laps ahead of where we last were. And we're going to make a bold strategy decision because Thunder is 3.7 seconds up ahead. So we're going to go for an undercut and run 18 laps on the hards to the end. And we have a pretty under the limit pit entry because I didn't practice it once, and I only realised that when I went to box. I realised, oh wait, I don't know the braking markers at all, and it's a very tricky pit entry. So we're lucky not to get any speeding penalties or damage, but we come out ahead of Casper. And because this race was so long ago, I didn't think to say that Casper had actually boxed the lap or 2 before me. Maybe again committing to a 2-stop, which is weird because the tyre wear on this track isn't high at all. Like, it is a very easy 1-stop, and it's such a long track. It's all straight, so you won't gain much from having, you know, fresh tyres twice. You know, it's really not a track for that. And you can tell that ahead. Vettel is now 4 seconds ahead because he got a 4-lap undercut, but he is going to have to box again. And Thunderino is now in the pits, the Ferrari. And we managed to actually overtake him. We've had 3 laps on these tyres ahead of him, and he actually comes out behind Casper as well. So we've now managed to put a car in between myself and the race leader. But we do have 3-lap older tyres, which will come into play further into this stint. And we have to hope that Casper can overtake. Romagnoli up ahead is boxing. He's not really part of our race. He was 4 seconds behind. And behind us, Thunder gets past Casper, and he is now 1.7 seconds behind us with 3-lap fresher tyres, and he's going to be full pushing to get back to us. And this is not an easy race at all. Up ahead, Vettel still having to box again. We've managed to close that gap now to around 2.9 seconds, but this was actually the next lap from where we just cut from, so Thunder is actually in our DRS now. He's 3/10 behind us. And on the next DRS zone, it's a very similar situation to Vettel's overtake on us earlier in the race. We've got 15% battery, and we have a pretty poor exit there, but he's on much fresher tyres. He's going to have a better exit. He's got the slipstream, probably got more battery because slipstream isn't too powerful in this game, but he makes the move pretty easily. We're just going to try and do a similar thing to Vettel. We might fake him out for another move. Yeah, we do, but we actually go for the move this time. He leaves us the space, but we have a very snappy rear end there. And if that didn't happen, or, you know, I don't think that was a very smart thing for me to do. I think I should have just tucked in behind him and not put any strain on the rear tyres, because it would have just been easier for us just to sit behind. But I wanted to try and make it interesting. I didn't want to make it completely easy for him. And you can see up ahead now, we are catching up to Vettel. Again, has to box again, but his tyres are just gone. He's slowed down so much compared to us. And unfortunately, Thunder has already dropped us out of DRS again. This guy is going so quickly through the middle sector, we just cannot match him. And the gap's around 9/10. We're going to try and not get wing damage. And yeah, 1.1 seconds going into the DRS, or onto the back straight. The DRS section is further down the straight, but it is not going to be likely that we're going to get it. We're going to try and burn all our battery, but we've got nothing. And he is 1.1 seconds ahead. He's already caught Vettel. He's right up his gearbox. And we just aren't going to be in the detection zone, which we've went through now, and we aren't within a second. And we just don't have the pace through the middle sector, and I don't really know why, because every time I went through it, it felt pretty good. But up ahead, they're going side by side, pushing him right to the wall, but Thunder does make the move. It is a very good move in the end. And now they're going side by side again, but Vettel unfortunately doesn't go for the move. I would have been very thankful if he had went for the move. We have a bit of a slide there, And we don't want to cook the tyres too much, because although it is a pretty easy one stop, we don't want to cook the tyres, because then we're just going to have no pace, no traction, and then we'll just cook the tyres even more, and then we might be put into a place we don't want to be in. But either way, Vettel now, we get behind him and he decides to box again. Obviously he has to box again, but that just confirms that he is not in our race at all. I mean, maybe if he was really good on his tyres, he could have made it to the end with 22 laps on his hards, but unfortunately not. And now we're just in the slipstream of Liam Doherty there, and he had started on the hards and he's come into box now, and that he's going to be around 20 seconds behind us. There is 10 seconds. There is 10 laps left in this race. But him being on the medium tyres, he is going to have a lot of pace over us. And Casper behind us has also boxed again, so he committed to the 2-stop. Again, not sure if he had damage. So him and Vettel in very similar situations with having to do 2 stops. But Liam comes out, you'll see in the top left, he comes out around 18 seconds behind us. And he'd have to gain around 2 seconds a lap on us, on our old tyres, or he's on new tyres, to catch us before the end of the race. And he is definitely doing that. He's gained 3 seconds on us in the last lap, but there is a virtual safety car, and that would have been bad if it was a full safety car, because we had just went past the pit entry. It is only a virtual, and it does stay virtual. This kind of helps us out a bit, because it saves our tyres that little bit more. We make sure we're not going to speed, because up ahead he's 3-4 seconds ahead of us, so we're not going to risk a drive-through, because we're not going to gain much on him. But now behind us, Liam's gained a lot under that that VSC restart. And I know I was under the delta, but he's gained around a second there. And we're cutting ahead a lap ahead of that. He's now 10 seconds behind us. There is only 7 laps left in this race, but Vettel is retired. And there is a full core safety car. And that brings us back into the fight for the win. But that, again, that puts us under threat from the cars behind, because we don't have any mediums, which would be the ideal tyre to go on now. So we're going to actually put on the soft compounded tyres, which are going to burn so quickly. And it, yeah, as I was saying, it does bring us back into the fight for the lead. But I don't have the pace to get Thunder. He's really quick right now. So I was just I was alright to just sit and take the P2 without the safety car. So now we're on the soft tyres. Casper has stayed out on the hard, so he's on around 6 lap old hards. And he's going to be a bit of a roadblock for us, so it's good that he's behind us. But we're going to have to really hope that he fights with Liam and David, because there's a 4-lap sprint, well, 3-lap sprint really, to the end. And Thunder actually catches us out a little bit on the safety car restart. And Casper's been cut out napping as well, so he's not going to be as much of a fight as we had hoped, because now Liam's behind us. We locked the rears into turn 1. We're really not feeling ourselves with confidence this race at all in the first laps of certain stints. The race start went poorly, and the safety car restarts went poorly. And we're going to try and stick in the DRS, but Liam's now behind us, and he is a quick driver. And yeah, now we're going to be under real threat, and maybe this P2 might be in jeopardy, and a P2 would be our highest finish this season. Last round, we finished P3 in Monaco, but with this race and the way it's went, it's been such a comfortable top 2 that I'm going to be really annoyed if I end up letting Liam go here and we end up falling down a bit more. But either way, he's not close to us right now. Thunder is on the medium tyres. He had a spare set. He's again probably going to run away with it. You can see the gap's 8/10ths, and we're just going to probably watch it open up again through these next few corners. And I don't think I'm necessarily too bad at this sector. But he's already, yeah, he's gained a second. He's gained around 2.5 tenths already. And that's horrible. And I'm not sure what brake bias to put. So we're going to brake, and then we're going to run incredibly deep. And we get damage. We hit the wall hard. And I was just messing around with the brake bias, and I put it 1 too high, and we just completely locked the fronts. I really wanted to stay with Thunder. And now, we've got orange wing damage, and Liam is directly behind us. With 3 laps left in this race, we've got no battery percent left. Liam's going to go for a move into turn 1. We're going to leave him the space, of course. We're going to try and hang it around the outside. We are still side by side. And we're going to keep it in side by side. And it is a very clean overtake. But now we're going to get DRS. And we could wait until the next lap. But on this game, if you wait until the last lap, there is no guarantee you're going to make the move. So we're going to use our battery. We're going to move to the inside, but we don't go. And I'm actually pretty sure I did go on that lap, so I'm actually pretty confused about where I overtake. It must be the next lap, so ignore everything I've just said. But now, we're actually not too slow with the orange wing damage. But the problem is that we've got no battery percent. We're gonna try and save a little bit. We're not gonna go for the overtake yet, but we are on like 2%, and I'm very surprised we are staying this close with the damage. It isn't that bad, and I guess it helps that it's the last few laps of the race, so we can flick the fronts to get some more rotation. And yeah, this must be where we go for the overtake. So we're going to set up the overtake. We're going to burn everything. We're not going to wait for a drag race to the line. There isn't enough slipstream on this game to do so. Going to move late to the inside, brake late, side by side. We flick it in. We keep side by side. But he decides to back out in this next corner. And we make the move into P2. And unless he's got a lot more battery than us, on the run up to the line, he shouldn't theoretically be able to do anything. So now we're just going to park it, not let him overtake anywhere else. We've got orange wing damage. Thunder's had this race in the bag from the start. He's led every lap. He's got the fastest lap. Fair play to him. It's whatever. We don't care though, because Liam is still behind us. And the gap's around 8/10. Surprising, because I'm surprised we still have this much rotation. I'm really surprised it just hasn't affected us that much. But we're going to have the big run up to the line now. And it is entirely possible he has more battery than us, and that he just flies past us. So we're going to have to wait and see. This isn't sorted out at all. He is 7.5 tenths behind though. So unless we completely mess up this corner, it should be alright. We've hit it all right. We have a little bit of oversteer. And that's around an 8 tenths gap behind. So we've only got 10% left. We really don't have much here. He's got a pretty long DRS zone. Thunder's going to win the race, and behind 6 tenths is the gap with 0%. And he's probably going to get us. He's getting really close, but actually we just have enough.
Let's go, man.
And we managed to hold on to the P2.
Orange wing damage. Oh, come on, man.
And I'm so happy with that, considering that the safety car came out late. It threw the spanner into the works. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to hold on to P2, and especially since we got orange wing damage and we managed to hold off and actually have some pace still. It's just, that's a great race, and I'm so happy with that result. And unfortunately, we can't use this momentum into the last few rounds of the season because, yeah, like I said, I'm now employed, and I'm just unfortunately having to miss some Mondays. And you can see these are the standings after the next round. So this is after Silverstone. You can see we missed that. So we're still P6, and it is honestly still pretty close to the top top 3. Because of the people still in this tier, we are 4th out of everyone. But Imola happened, Japan's happened, these just haven't been updated yet. And I haven't exactly checked where they finished, but I'm just going to assume I'm not in the fight anymore. So we're at a point where the next round's Abu Dhabi, and we've missed out 3 rounds, which just absolutely sucks. But I guess thinking back on it, I'm really not annoyed too much because, you know, I'm getting paid. You know, I'd rather be getting paid than doing a race, I guess, or in the long run it'll feel that way. I am a little bit annoyed, but I'm not going to say I can't race Mondays just to do a league race. Yeah. But either way, hope you enjoy the video. And the next one, I'm not sure if it'll be WR or if it'll be something else. You know, I'm going to try and get some other races in, some team events. So if you did enjoy this video, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.